Welcome back to Adanac Accent Coaching. I am Allison, I'm your coach. Today I'm going to be talking about words that start with H and words that start with a vowel sound or a glottal stop vowel sound. So we're going to contrast these because for French speakers especially coming to Canadian English, they have a lot of trouble at the beginnings of words mixing up when and where to put the H. So sometimes the H will come on a word where it's not supposed to be there, and a word that is supposed to have an H at the beginning will have the H absent, okay? So we're going to fix this. We're going to repair this, this accent problem by doing a minimal pair exercise that contrasts words starting with H and starting with a vowel sound. But we actually lead into the vowel sound with a glottal stop. So let's get started on the minimal pairs. Hot, ought, hot, ought. See how wide my mouth is open in anticipation of that back vowel? Hat, at, hat, at. And when the vowel is rounded, check out the shape of my lips just for the H, getting ready for the vowel. Hold, old. Hold, old. And what about when I have a vowel at the front? Look at the shape of my mouth. Head, ed. You can see the blade of my tongue. Head, ed. What about for the tense vowel? Heat. You can see my tongue braced up against the sides of my teeth. Heat, eat. Heat, eat. Okay, so you have to get your mouth ready for the shapes. You have to anticipate the shapes that are coming up, and you have to get your mouth positioned before the sounds even start. So even for the H, which is coming from the glottis, the place of articulation is the glottis. The manner of articulation is fricative. That's just a plain H. But whenever you attach it to another vowel sound, you're going to have to make an anticipatory movement for that next sound. Okay, and what about H sounds, or what about H words that start with an H in the spelling but don't actually have an H in the pronunciation? So this is honor. Oh, it's an honor to meet you. That's why we use the article an before honor, because we're starting it with a vowel sound. If you were talking about an oven, which starts with O, you'd use an oven, an apron, and etc. So another word that starts with H but doesn't actually have H in the pronunciation is heirloom, okay? What about this heirloom tomato? You don't actually pronounce the H there, nor in the word heir. So why don't we do some tricky sentences just to escalate this a little bit further beyond minimal pairs, because you're probably getting pretty good at the minimal pairs by now. Okay, this next sentence. I had to access the hard drive. I had to access the hard drive. Now I'm linking between to and access. Watch this. I had to access, using a glottal stop, to access the hard drive. Okay, pay attention to when words link and sounds link like that. I halved the heirloom tomatoes. I halved the heirloom tomatoes. When we say the word halved, we don't pronounce the L. We don't say halved. It's halved. If you cut something in half, it's halved. All right, what about I always heat up Easter dinner in advance? Watch out for those tricky H and vowel sounds. I always heat up, flap T there and heat up, Easter dinner in advance. I always heat up Easter dinner in advance, okay? And the three sentences again, just fluent connected speech. I had to access the hard drive. I had to access the hard drive. Did you have to access the hard drive? I had to access the hard drive. I have the heirloom tomatoes. I have the heirloom tomatoes. Did you have the heirloom tomatoes? Did you cut the heirloom tomatoes in half? Yes, I have the heirloom tomatoes. I always heat up Easter dinner in advance. I always heat up Easter dinner in advance. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.